Welcome to your mid-year reading with the angels. And this is for you if you have felt like a change is coming, or you've made a big change, had some big realizations, and you feel like you're standing at a pivot point. You're between what has been and what is coming. And if you do feel that way, you're in exactly the right place. But what I do know is the first half of 2026 has been all about making changes, having realizations that have told you what changes to make, even if they're uncomfortable, painful. You know that you're not meant to be in those old spaces that no longer serve you and no longer fit for you. And whilst that can sound easy, it isn't an easy place to be. I know this, and that's why we ask the angels for guidance. I'm going to bring through some messages for this week. We're at the midpoint of the year, and we're also at Solstice, which is a powerful time for change. So if you feel like you've been waiting for something to change, or you're calling in manifestations, something feels like it's not working, or even that you just want to move on and something just isn't letting you, don't worry, it will change after this. You just need to listen to what the angels have to say. It's a really powerful reading this week. Let's dive straight in. So the first card I pulled today, which I called in the angels to help you with, and this is Archangel Chamuel, which is appropriate, the angel who helps us to find what is lost, what we're looking for, and really helps us to find perspective and to see things with the right mindset. You know, sometimes we see things through tired eyes or drained eyes or through fear, and it doesn't look the same when we look at it from a different perspective. So Archangel Chamuel always brings you back to the perspective that you really need to see. This is the perspective card, but it really does show a pause in the energy. And you will feel this, and possibly have been feeling this for the last week or so, because of the solstice, because we're coming to that point of light, right? Where things, it's like a portal opening, and you're kind of approaching it. So you can't push, you've got to wait for the energy to shift. And you can definitely use this energy this week to make a shift. So Chamuel and the other archangels are saying to you, this is a moment for reflection, to look back on the last 6 months of what you've achieved, what's worked, what hasn't worked, what you're done with, right? I've got a few things where I'm like, done. I am done with that. Do not want to do this anymore. And because the doors are open for you to be able to say that, simplify, clarify, realign, get in alignment with what fits for you in this new identity of you that is, it's really the true self, right? It's your authentic self that is now emerging after all the lessons you've learned in the last few years and the last few months. Now, all of that wisdom and clarity is starting to have an impact, and that can be daunting and overwhelming. The angels acknowledge that. They're saying, call on us. But one step at a time, you will start to trust your intuition, trust the guidance that you're receiving from both your angels and from your body. Do you ever notice that sometimes when you're done with something, your body tells you first? This is a small thing, I was playing around with an app I've been using for a long time in my business. It helps me. I'm grateful for it, but it's fiddly. It seems to change all the time. It's getting harder and harder to use. And the other day I thought, I don't care that I've got 6 months subscription left on this thing. I'm done. I'm using another method as of today because I am done with this. I could just feel it in my body. It was exhausting and I was like, ugh. So what is there for you? I've actually written a newsletter this week that gives you some journaling prompts and a little angel ritual that you can do to help you to move through this and to recognize, bring into awareness what needs to be let go. And it can be something like an app, and it can be something big and life-changing. And those are the hard things, right? Because we often have fear come up. So Chamuel is here to help you. Now, I need to say, the guidance this week comes from 3 major places. Like, we have major arcana cards, big archangels coming in to help you. So we know this is a big week. So then we asked for the block. And we got this one, the moon. Now, this is Archangel Haniel. Haniel is the angel who helps us with our cycles, helps us with our intuition, helps us to, she's like the goddess of the moon. Maybe you've been talking to the moon. She helps us to get in touch with our inner selves, with our soul, our intuition, and the cycles of life, so that we're not machines. We can't push through all the time. Sometimes you go through periods of being tired, rest, whatever it is. She helps with all of that. But also she's saying here, she's talking to you about your intuition, and there may be some clearing that needs to be done so that you're more tuned into your own inner voice and the voices of the angels, rather than the fuzzy, crackly voice of ego and fear. You know how sometimes those fear thoughts come in and you're not sure if it's guidance, whether it's a real thought or whether it's just something your ego has thrown up. So this is appearing now, and it's saying, don't worry, we are guiding you. We're guiding you to the right path. And whilst everything might look and feel a bit messy right now, you might think, oh, but my to-do list is 40 miles long, or just simply I feel overwhelmed with all the changes that I need to make. The angels will guide you one step at a time. And what you need to sort out is really the trust in yourself. You know, because sometimes we might say, all right, I want to let go of this. I'm done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. And then guilt comes up or fear comes up. What if there's nothing better? What if I upset somebody? What if I'm not really supposed to do that and I'm just imagining it? And so here, Haniel has shown up in the block position to help you to clean that up and to recognize what is a fear thought and what is true guidance. And like a general guide that I have a whole lesson on all of this, but a general guide is, if a thought keeps reoccurring, it's persistent, it's positive, you can see how it's going to bring positive changes, that's often guidance. Whereas if it's a fear thought, it will be derogatory, it will make you feel down, it will come from a negative place, such as guilt or judgment, or what will other people think of me type of stuff. And you know that, you could put that in the category of fear, but there's a lot more to it than that. But that's a good guideline, right? Does this make me feel bad about myself? Probably a fear thought. The angels are never going to make you feel bad about yourself. So this is an opportunity for you to grow right now. And I know it's been a lot of work, hasn't it? It's been a lot of work, especially for those of you who are on a spiritual path. You've already started moving towards what it is that you want, but you feel like you keep hitting barriers, or even if they're internal barriers where you're like, oh my gosh, here's this resistance coming up again. You have to stop thinking that those things are signs. Resistance is normal when we're breaking out, doing something new. That saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's a saying for a reason, because anytime we stretch outside our comfort zone, fear is going to come up, because it's like a little sheepdog. It's trying to hurry you back into your safety zone. But really, you're not going to grow unless you make those changes. And Haniel is saying to me that actually you kind of already know where you're going. So are you just procrastinating? Are you just wasting time by questioning everything? It's a thought. So we asked for the guidance. Wait till you see the next two cards. You're going to love this. The guidance for this week and the middle of the year. It's Archangel Gabriel, who I think is the perfect angel to show up for you right now. Gabriel, I love Gabriel. Gabriel is the angel who gives us confidence, not just temporary confidence, but the confidence to take steps. And sometimes what Gabriel will do is lend you her confidence. Gabriel can be both. So if you can sort of imagine that you are unsure about taking a step, you want to do it, but fears keep coming up, ask Archangel Gabriel to walk you through it and to give you that confidence, to hold your head up high. And imagine what you could do with all that confidence. If you didn't waste your energy worrying about all of the possible things that could go wrong, and you just thought about, what if things go right? So imagine Gabrielle as not bossy, but as somebody who just won't take no for an answer. It's like, come on, we're going to do it. We're just going to do it. We're going to get it out of the way. And like that best friend who just isn't mean, but just wants you to get on with it. And they encourage you. And with their help, you can get through. So here Gabrielle is saying, it's time to stop thinking about it and start doing it. So whilst, yes, you're at this midpoint reset where you're going, what am I leaving behind? What am I done with? What am I ready to call in? What do I want to keep and keep with me as I move forward? And call on Gabrielle to then actually move forward and not to get stuck in analysis paralysis. So that's 3 major arcana cards. Remember, there's only like 21 in the deck and there's 78 cards in the deck. So it's unusual to get 3. And then we have as an outcome, I know a lot of you are going to love this. I love that I know so many of you that you tell me what's going on in your life. So the 6 of Ariel. Now, Archangel Ariel, the angel of nature, the angel of animals, the angel of abundance, natural abundance, making it easy for you to manifest and have abundance. And she's standing here with abundance all around her, and she's grounded by the tree. In this card, this is all about, you know, when you think something is going to be hard and then you sort of make it hard because you think it's going to be complicated. Here it's no longer hard or complicated. It's easy. It's like you just press the button and out it comes. You just need to follow the guidance that you know is there. So even if you only think of one thing in this reading while I'm talking that has been in your mind to let go of, or one thing you need to cut cords with, one person, or maybe there's just one decision that's been coming up again and again and you keep pushing it away out of fear. If you do that one thing, this is where you find yourself in balance with the universe, abundance supporting you, feeling grounded, and it's like your light goes back on. You know, have you felt lately as if maybe your light's a little bit dimmer? Just maybe you just haven't had as much energy. It's because we're at this place right now where everything is magnified. You get to see, feel exactly what it is that has been draining your energy, that hasn't been working for you. Pay attention to that. And, you know, you might think, oh, I've got the energy for this thing. And then you do it and you're like, oh, gosh, no, you know, I just need to lie down for 3 hours. It's because that is being shown to you right now. Sometimes we don't pay attention to those feelings. We beat ourselves up and go, why have I got no energy? Why am I so tired? Why do I feel so drained when I spend time with that person? It's guidance. And the angels will always magnify your guidance when they really need you to get it quickly. They need you to understand the message. If you've been banging on doors that aren't opening, maybe it's time for a new door to open. And what happens is, when you sort of prune away those things that you've been wasting energy and time on, it's like you close up all the leaks in your energy field. And finally, the universe and all the angels say, yay, now we can deliver the thing. Because we couldn't deliver it before. You were leaking, you were bypassing, you were sort of not allowing yourself to receive. So there's energy work to be done alongside the action, because they're both the same thing, really, energy work. So shall we pull you a card from Keepers of the Light? I feel like at this significant moment of the year, now 2026 was always going to be a forward motion year. And, you know, ideas, inspiration, the freedom to sort of move forward where you haven't felt. But it's also brought with it some surprises where you're like, oh, I didn't realize that this wasn't working for me anymore. I didn't realize that this couldn't come with me on my journey. I didn't realize it's hard. So that's the work. That's what needs to be done. The energy work, the clearing, the releasing, the consciously, I'm done. Okay, I agree with, you know, my free will is involved here. So if you're ready to do some letting go, you're at that pivotal point, or you need to be at that pivotal point where you just feel like you're trudging around in the past, or you're trudging around in things that haven't been working, come and join me this week. I've got a special event on Zoom for Solstice, and I'm going to take you on a journey with the angels. We're going to do some deep energy clearing, cutting those cords, releasing what is done, and getting you some guidance from your angelic guides for what is next, and readying you for the next half of the year, the next chapter for you. So maybe it's some fear that needs clearing. I know I hear a lot of my students talk about how they get imposter syndrome, or they get a bit of self-sabotage when they're ready to write their book, publish their book, start their spiritual business, go to the next level. And they find themselves sort of swirling around in some muddy pool of energy going, oh, this isn't working for me. All right. Keepers of the Light deck. I really love both of these. All right. Krishna is first. Now, Krishna, I actually met a peacock the other day, and it was a beautiful interaction. There's a peacock feather on the top, and I meant to look it up. Krishna, devotion, trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. I love that. Your commitment has been recognized. Because I think sometimes when we're on the spiritual path, we can feel as if I'm doing all the right things. I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm visualizing, I'm manifesting, I'm talking to my angels. Why isn't it working? But that's not the point of it, right? It's not just do something to get something. It's the devotion. It's the path that you've chosen to take. And every now and then you get a big boost. So here, Krishna and the angels are saying to you, we see you. We see what you're doing. You can trust our guidance. We are here. Hello. And just know how loved you are and how much we recognize how hard you've been working, how much you've been through. We're here. We're here with the healing. We're here with the support. And the other card, I could just keep going, is Ancestor Spirit with White Eagle. I've really felt, and I've had dreams recently, very vivid dreams about Indigenous people and unity and oneness and recognizing the old ways and honoring, right? And there's a lot going on in the world at the moment that's trying to get us to be divided, to hate, for instead of appreciate and honor. And I don't know, you let me know if you've also been feeling this. So this is White Eagle Ancestor Spirit coming through. This is about honoring the ancestors, honoring Earth's caretakers, the guardians of the earth, and the Indigenous people who are holding that wisdom and knowledge and love that sometimes gets forgotten. And it says, connect to your lineage. Healing is possible now. Together we can heal the world with love and unity, and not allowing the divisive energy to enter our consciousness. Us light workers can do that on behalf of others, and that will help heal the world. We have to hold that line. All right, my loves, tell me what you think. Angel blessings, I appreciate you so much. Please come join me for the Solstice event. It's powerful. You get lifetime access to the replay and the guided channeled journey that we go on. It's called Sacred Sites of Light. We're going to travel the light grids with the angels. Bring a crystal if you have a favorite. You don't have to, but you can bring one. And come and travel with the angels. You're going to receive a lot of healing, a lot of guidance, a lot of wisdom, and it's going to be incredibly powerful and relaxing. If you've never experienced one before, they're so powerful. I'm sending you so much love. I appreciate you. See you next time. See you on Friday for the solstice.